happen at Kyalami. Are you excited? Series finale.
Yeah, I'm excited. Lots can happen, especially with, I believe it's 90 points in total up for grab tonight.
Yeah, that is going to be a lot of points. Actually, I'm kind of curious about that. What is the points paying total for a top finish? Looks like it's 31 points for a top finish. So we got 62.
Yeah, well, I was wrong then, but anyways, it's still a
Well,
lot of points.
I mean for like first place, like times two,
Oh,
like that
okay.
much. So if you're talking about like the whole shebang, like yeah, it could be about 90 points. That's I think it's gonna be pretty exciting, man. I'm looking forward to it. Been kind of something I've been looking forward to all day, basically. And server's down. Switch over to the just talking screen for a moment. So, series finale, season 8, Reed. You've gotten to do this will be race 9 and race 10 for this season. I forgot how many rounds we did last season. Wasn't it? I think it was 8. I think it was 8 rounds last season. So that would be 18 races with us in the broadcast booth by the end of the night. How are you enjoying doing the commentary stuff?
It's been a lot of fun, been a wild ride as well. Felt like
Yeah.
I've, throughout those 18 races, I've, kind of felt myself improving.
No doubt. No doubt, man. You've been doing a real good job on the second server this season. And for the folks that are Shy Guy fans, Reed is going to be doing the triple header at Nürburgring after the double header at Kyalami, and that's going to start around 9:15 Eastern, I think, on Tracklicious' site. Is that correct, Reed? I think that's where it is.
I believe so.
But should be a lot of fun. In the meantime, Reed, I'm going to pull up those standings from Sim Racing GP. Let me get that switched on real fast. Here's what we're going to do. Is it going to let me turn off the camera? No? Okay. Let me switch that off manually real quick. There we go. All right. So we've got the Division 4 standings up, and Kenny Smith has basically run away with it, Reed. I think Kenny has been super quick pretty much all season in Division 4. Carlos Guzman being a scratch for Spa definitely put him at a disadvantage in the points. So I think Kenny's got it locked on math. But Carlos does have a fight on his hands with Justin Beachley, and John Espiritu's not out of it. What are your thoughts on Division 4 so far?
Yeah, it's been a pretty exciting division this season. I think if my math adds up, Carlos Guzman can catch Kenneth Smith, but Kenneth Smith would have to, basically dud both races.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real battle's going to be between, looks like 2, 3, and 4, and 5.
Yeah, it's to me. The thing that I like about Division 4 right now is there is no shortage. You can tell anyone at home just by looking at the breakdown across the standings in Division 4. We've got pockets of really close fighting action right down to the wire. It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all wraps up. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who ends up taking that second and third spot. Kenny, I think, is just going to be quick around here as well. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, though. I need to shut off my broadcast app real quick because the server went down and I don't want it to break when I try to open it up again. Let's switch over to Division 3 now. Shy Guy, we got Sam Rambo on top, 200 points. That is a 14-point deficit that Shane Reeves has to overcome if he's going to take the top spot in Division 3. And Gingy mathematically not out of it. We got Chris Pennycook and Patty McNichol and Will Bruner pretty tight in what is effectively 4, 5, and 6, but there's a tie for 5th. Any particular driver in Division 3 you got your eye on for this race?
I really don't have like one that I'm currently looking at. The battle for like between 1 and 7, they're all incredibly close, like not to one another, but they're pretty close to, other drivers up on the list. Like you got Justin Moffat, who's still pretty close to Will Bruner and Patrick McNichol in 5th and 6th. But then you have people like Sam Ramsbottom and Shane Reeves, who are only 14 points apart. So that's saying that if, Sam Ramsbottom has one bad race, that could really, out of these two, it could really spice it up a little bit.
Indeed. And spicy, I feel like, is what we're looking at. With how things could wrap up in Division 3, it is pretty close. Division 2, a little bit of a different story. Again, we got, what is that? Oh, I've got the results up for Spot. Let me switch over to the actual standings real quick for Division 2. Because Sean Piner's got 239 on Lucas Ziege with 189. And that seems like a pretty big gap. I think Sean Piner might have it on math. Dan Tazaro in 3rd with 160 points. He's got 6 points on Chris McNichol, Scrubs Go Racing. And Matt Paremba's got a tight battle to hang on to that 5th spot with Ryan Whitlock, Luciano Yads. And I would say even Peter Greaves, Brandon Meyer, and Jixer. So I feel like it's kind of decided at the top, but from P3 on down to about P9, it looks like it's still pretty tight. What are your thoughts on Division 2 this season?
I haven't been able to catch too much of it, but from what I've been hearing from your perspective, it's been a pretty close season and lots of action on the track.
Indeed, it is. It has been. We have had a lot of quick racers in Division 2 this season. Sean Piner, Lucas Ziege in particular. Matt Paremba has really started to step up with the pace that he's got in the Audi. And Brandon Meyer was putting in really quick times in the free practice server. So I'm interested to see how Kyalami fares. I feel like the Porsches are going to have a bit of an advantage. I don't know what your take is on the meta and Kyalami in general. It seems like the Porsches are strong, but it seemed like the Audis were putting on good times as well. What's your take so far post 1.8.10 patch? Do you think Porsche's got a distinct advantage here at Kyalami?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of chatter in the Discord, and lots of people are saying the Porsche is extremely powerful right now at Kyalami, so that could be something to look out for on the track.
Indeed, I think it's going to be interesting just to see how everybody reacts, because the meta, especially affecting the McLaren drivers, is going to be interesting, because we've got a McLaren driver at the top of Division 1, Josh McKean for Protocharge SimSport with 218 points, has a 10-point advantage on his teammate Luke Southall, who's in a Ferrari 488 Evo. So we've got the McLaren, which gets debuffed across all tracks. And with the Ferrari, it looks like there's been some testing, and it looks like Luke Southall's got some pretty good times in the free practice lobby. So I'm interested to see how this fight pans out between those two. But the fight that I'm watching the most is probably Ed Kerstetter for 949 Sim Racing in the Porsche, and Pete Hutchings in the 2015 AMG. 1 point separating them. It's gonna be interesting between those two. And just looking at Carl Huesca, he's only 4 points off of Zach Patterson. And again, kind of like with Division 4, we got some close battles, some close pockets of action up and down the order. Anyone in particular you're looking at in Division 1, Reed?
Not necessarily.
Just looking real quick. Oh, they're talking about the server information, getting ready for the servers to go launch. Beltan Eyes is gone. Oh no. I didn't know, Vulcan. I didn't take it away. You're gonna have to blame Beltan for that one. So yeah, that is your standings after after 7 rounds. We've got a doubleheader about to fire off here in less than a minute. Let's go ahead and switch over to the just chatting screen and hang out. Oh, it's turn 1 Axel in here, and Carbon says hello, Shy Guy. Although he might be in your chat as well, because I believe you are online as well now.
Well, hello to you, Carbon. Good luck in the GT4 race tonight.
Indeed, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think the GT4 triple header at Nürburgring for Trackalicious is going to be a lot of fun. You guys should definitely hang out, and then we'll send it over that way when the stream is over. Reed, you should be able to do like hosting commands in 949 Sim Racing 1. So, although you're actually going to be switching it over, so what I'll do is at the end of your stream, when you start your next stream, I'll hop over to 949 Sim Racing 1 and throw it over to Trackalicious as well. Because you have a pretty solid following over there on the second server. Looks like the servers are getting ready to launch. Yeah, they've gone red. And they are launching.
Oh, that probably didn't.
This is it, Reed. Last round. Only 2 races, 2 points paying races left. I actually feel like the doubleheader formula for us and the use of SRGP, this is the area where I feel like SRGP has definitely done us some favors. I feel like it definitely did a good job managing this stuff. Morphe, we are not hosting our own servers yet. We did use EGS for a number of the different seasons of the 949 GT Sprint Series, but we've been using SRGP just for the ease of back-end management of the servers and stuff. Simple Zach is a Sean Piner fan. Cheering him on in chat. So, Reed, you guys have a triple header tonight at Nürburgring for Trackalicious. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's going to be, I believe it's, 3 different races. I think there is going to be 3 different qualifiers, and they might be 7 minutes apiece, so it's going to be very, like, tight to get your lap in, especially with all the other drivers needing to do the same thing.
Oh, it's like one-shot qualifying. Excellent.
I believe so. It's like that. Yeah, I believe it's like that.
That's going to be interesting. So one-shot qualifying triple header at Nürburgring, which is a very good track. We got Mr. Blaine Hall in here. How you doing, Al Truitt? How's your wrist treating you? Hopefully it's on the mend. But yeah, triple header at Nürburgring with one-shot qualifying. I think you guys are going to have to hang around and check that out. Exclamation point TSR if you're looking for the Trackalicious Discord, Trackalicious Sim Racing. We are partnered with them. And exclamation point Enduro if you're interested in participating in the 2.4 hour Winter Endurance Championship. That is a co event with Trackalicious Sim Racing and 949. Your fingers went numb during the Logitech event, dude. You need to take care of that stuff, dude. If you need physical therapy or like surgery or something like that, take it from me. Don't wait. Get it knocked out. I'm going to refresh these pages and see if we've got launched servers yet or not.
Server 2 is up.
Server 2 is up. Server 2 and Server 1 are up. So let's go ahead and get those set up.
There we go.
Oh, I didn't look at which one is which. Probably should.
I believe the W7 is split 2.
Okay, alright. So
the W4H7L is the split 2.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Getting set up in the server. Free practice is running. I need to get the broadcast app and pit wall, !pit wall in chat if you want to find our live timing information. Got to get that set up real quick before we can get you switched on to the action. So,
Hey, Simple Zach, Crazy Rabbits fan.
All right.
Okay, hopefully that's the last time I got to tab out for a little bit.
Pit wall should be up and running. Let's get the broadcast for split 1 set up. I was going to ask you, Reed, especially now that you're getting a little bit more experience doing the broadcasting stuff over with Tracklicious. What is your current tooling for doing the broadcast over at Tracklicious? Are you using race control, the broadcast app? Like, what's your current poison in terms of the different tooling options?
Yeah, we got the ACC race control.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really used it a whole lot. I think I've used it like once or twice.
What do you think of it in comparison to, say, the broadcast app or using manual controls?
I would say it's definitely better than manual controls. I'm not too sure about the broadcast app. I know they're pretty similar, but I think there's a few features that race control has that the broadcast might not have.
Okay.
But I'm still not experienced enough.
Oh, you'll get there, man. The thing that I love about this is that even with the broadcast tools being kind of clunky because of how Kunos handles it, it's a lot of fun to see the different ways that things are set up and how they all function, what kind of features people bring to the table and stuff. So, but you'll get the hang of it. It all gets easier with time. We've got Blaine is saying, doing my best to get along, but Tesla is making sure it's a minimum of 2 to 3 months between appointments. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that, man. My friend from karting won the Logitech G Challenge for open wheel. Well, congratulations, Lateral. As a physical therapist, I approve that message. What about? Oh, about being about getting on it as soon as you can, not letting it wait. Orthopedist ordered physical therapy to start December 23rd, and I haven't heard anything yet about it. I just stay on top of them, man. And Gingy's in here cheering on the season finale of the 949 GT Sprint Series. Season 7, folks. We've done 7 of these, Reed. We've done 7 seasons since, I think our first one started in February of 2020. And we went through, COVID like everybody else, spinning this whole community up in the middle of a pandemic, and getting to do, racing in 2020, and then 2021 has been a really good season with four installments of the 949 GT Sprint Series this year. And I believe your first season with us was in the GT4 Sprint Series at the start of this year, right? I think it was around January timeframe. Does that sound about right?
I think so. I think I drove both GT3 and GT4 the first time around, and then the second time around I think I just did the GT4, and yeah, might have been it.
Vulcan's on top of me. He's like, there's no video, there's no game audio. I got you covered, Vulcan. Sorry about that. Protocharge Sim Racing, or Sim Sport, Leo Monroe in chat. How are you doing? And Morphe is happy to see that we're doing Kyalami for the series finale. Just looking out for you, bud. Well, Vulcan, man, I appreciate you.
P1.
You're a good man.
I believe it's
Luciano Yads in the 99 for Madhouse Racing.
2 races, you could technically score 62
He was going into Crowthorne. Now we're on board
round
with Chris McNichol, who's in a close fight right now with Dan Tizarro in Division 2. Just a cheerleader this season? You're no cheerleader. You're no cheerleader. You're an esteemed guest. So you raced in the GT3 and GT4 the season that we had both. The first season that we had both, if I remember correctly. And was that your first time in iRacing doing league stuff, or had you already done leagues elsewhere?
I believe that was the first league I entered, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just started playing the... It's pretty new to the game at that point.
And with that, I mean, you got more than a year under your belt now in ACC by now. How has the last year been treating you with having access to online racing and stuff like that? I know for me personally, I've gotten to meet so many good people. I don't know if you've had a similar experience.
Oh yeah, since I've started, I've met a bunch of people, especially like I've done a couple in Enduros with the Karumba Bimba guys. I've done a couple with Shane Rees, and then yeah, I found this community rather early on, and it's been pretty great since then.
Good deal, man. I'm glad you're having fun. That's the thing that everyone in chat should realize, is that this is a good hobby to get out and meet people, especially if you're kind of like locked in with nonsense happening outside your door with the pandemic and everything like that. And it's just been a really good experience to have this community, because I feel like everybody has been, on the whole, pretty positive and helping to build the community. And I mean, it definitely shows in our numbers, right? So we've had multiple multi-split seasons, at least 3 this year. We've had multiple formats. Getting to do the 2 splits for season 7 has been a lot of fun. We're just spoiled because we got a lot of good people around us that want to come race with us, and we appreciate it. With that said, Reed, we got less than a minute in free practice. Luke Southall's on top of the timesheets with that 140.830. What do the times look like over in server 2?
Right now our quickest time is a 142.552.
Interesting. A 42.552 would put him P14. Put that individual P14 in the server 1 split. So that is one thing that has also been a lot of fun to watch this season. The different splits have really started to tighten up. And it's good to see people getting on-track experience and working together to get faster and have fun. That said, we just popped into max wait time over in server 1, so flying laps are going to count, folks. Luke Southall with that 40.83, and Carter Huesca's 0.272 off the pace. We got Southall, Huesca, McKean, McIntosh, and Parimba are your top 5.
A ZJ?
Matt Parimba being on top of the Division 2 times. Actually, that just changed because Luca Z just went second fastest overall. 0.127 off the pace. Again, Luca, like I was telling you guys earlier in the stream, he's definitely, I feel like, the quickest in Division 2. It doesn't show from the standings in terms of the points and stuff like that, but he's been pretty strong all season. What about you, Reed? Who over in Division 1, Division 2 has been particularly strong and someone to watch?
Well, it seems Kevin Blochette, I believe he won SPA last week for Division 3. And right now, he's the one at the top of the charts with the 142.5. So,
and he's in the Lexus, right?
Yeah, the 14 Lexus.
Interesting. So, and he started with us. I think only a couple races ago, right? Like I think Spa might have actually been his first, or was it Suzuka?
I think I remember like saying his name or seeing his name at Suzuka. But yeah,
Mhm.
he is rather new to the season, so he's still towards the bottom of the standings, unfortunately.
Indeed, but man, is he quick. Um, Good to always see the different cast of characters we've seen rotate in and out over the season. Morphe's talking about his quickest here is a 42-1. Well, 42-1, man, that would put you like right at the top of server 2 or in the bottom quarter of server 1. So, depending on how clean of a racer you are, Morphe, and I hope you're a clean racer, um, that could determine kind of like where you sit in the split order.
Are you 18?
Qualifying underway. We do
Just
have split qualifying. Uh,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
I think we've got our Division 2 guys out on track right now, and you guys should have your Division 4 boys hitting the track right now.
Yeah, we're about 30 seconds in right now. So no one started their flyer yet. A couple of the Division 4 guys are just on their out lap.
Morphe is saying we don't have normal time zones in the States. That's why he doesn't race with us. I mean, time zones are dumb. What's up, Beltan? How are you doing? Vulcan's upset. You took away Beltan eyes. He's upset. How are you doing, Beltan? Hope work wasn't too rough on you.
Crap, it might be
Glad
just
to see you
very
in
low
chat.
then.
Time is a construct. It is. That is actually, yeah. So we got. It looks like we got a good full house getting started here. Over in server 1, we got 28 people in chat. Good. I can put it back now. Okay. All right. Just trolling him. I get it. 28 in chat hanging out with us. Thank you all so much for joining us for round 8 of the 949 GT Sprint Series doubleheader at Kyalami. In the booth with me,
Hey Shane,
my esteemed colleague, Mr. Reed Aldred, Mr. Shy Guy 98 on Twitch. If you are not following that man, you need to get on the ball. Additionally,
I love it.
for the folks that want a little bit more of the Reed Aldred experience in the commentary booth, be sure and hang out 9:15 Eastern on Trackalicious, twitch.tv/Trackalicious. They're going to have the triple header at Nürburgring to kick off the GT4 season for Trackalicious Sim Racing. !TSR if you're looking for their Discord information. They're a bunch of good dudes. Just waiting for somebody to get set up here, Reed, to go out on a flyer. I think most people are getting ready to head around right now. I kind of want to tune into somebody like Matt Parimba, who's been pretty quick in the Helping of Health Audi. Will you guys be streaming the Daytona 24-hour race? So that kind of depends. Beltan, are you guys doing Friday night or are you doing Saturday morning for the splits? Because depending on when that is, if you want me to stream it or not, Beltan, I can always turn on my PC and just throw it on watch. Yes, please. Same time slot as us, 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh, you guys are doing 11 a.m. Eastern? Okay. I think I can pull that off. And Reed, you're going to be doing Daytona, right?
Yeah. We're doing the slot that starts at 2200 GMT on Friday, so tomorrow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe it starts at like 5 o'clock Eastern. At least that's when like the free practice and the warm-up's gonna start, and then I probably won't be doing the first. Well, I won't be doing the first 2 stints. I probably won't even be there for the first 2 stints. But after that, I got a couple stints between tomorrow night and Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon, I guess.
Who are you going to be racing with?
So there's a couple of us. I have honestly never heard of any of them. except one of them is a Joseph Morgan. I don't know if you're in
Okay.
Carbon's or Cardo's Discord
Chat.
server.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of the guys from their servers, and then he found a few others. So yeah, we're just
Okay.
going as
Wild card team.
basically, yeah.
Sounds fun, man. I mean, that's how you get to know people. I remember I'd been racing with Beltan a little bit in Project Cars when I got to do the first endurance race with them that I'd ever done in
You're not out of the woods
iRacing
yet,
at
but you're pretty
Le
far
Mans,
up there.
and that was a lot of fun. And the rest is history, as they say. In Server 1 right now, we got Dan Tazzaro's got 4/10 on his previous fast time, which is a 1:43.182. He's going to have to do some work if he wants to get into the top of the timesheets. Currently a 1:41.442 is Sean Piner's time for provisional pole. Luca Ziege currently sitting 0.2 of a second off in Server 1. What do the times look like so far for the Division 4 boys?
Well, right now for Division 4, John Espiritu has taken provisional pole with a 1:43.420.
1:43.420. So the times are starting to come down in Server 1, I think a little bit quicker than it is for you guys over in Server 2. Dan Tazzaro goes 6th fastest, currently 1.3 off the pace. Slotted behind Chris McNichol. So Chris McNichol in a bit of the cat seat in terms of the points. Because the margin in Division 2 between those two is very slim. Matt Paremba's got 4/10 as he goes into Crocodiles, getting set up to finish his flying lap. We got 3 minutes, 15 seconds in the first half of qualifying. Actually, I think we got more time than that. I think we do, I can't remember if we do 15 minutes qualifying in the first half.
Yeah, it should be 15.
Yeah, I think
15.
I think it's 15-15. So Matt Paremba goes second fastest, 1.28 off the pace. Luca Ziege, though, provisional pole right now with a 41.127. Now, Luke Southall had a 40.8,
so yeah,
I think, for free practice. Matt Menning, fourth on the timesheets in the 918 with a 41.725. We got Peter Greaves, Mr. Homeschool Racer on Twitch, getting over COVID-19 and out here on track racing with us. An absolute legend. Be sure and check him out on Twitch. I need to give that man a shout out right now.
Doggo, luckily... Oh, wait. I accidentally pushed my push to talk.
Oh, you're good.
So, Doggo...
You're good to go.
Blochette is really
right
far
now
behind.
at the times.
So as long as you
Homeschool's
finish...
starting to gain some delta.
As long as you
running the
finish
M6
in front
this
of,
season,
like,
Reed.
Shane and Gingy...
That seems
good.
like a tough car to drive right now. M6 does not seem like it's very meta.
Yeah, I think we've got one over here in split 2. And he's currently... he's a little bit back. He's about 7 seconds behind or off pace.
It's a tough car, man. I don't know how you drive a car that long. Like I feel like if you cross the line, like any track that you're on, I feel like if the nose of the car crosses the line, your body is actually leaving the final corner. It just feels like it's so long. Dodges the curb at Cheetah into the Ingwe hairpin. We're gonna take a look. He's got 2/10. Not gonna bust through P7, but is gonna improve his time a little bit. 42.442. Luciano Yads in the Madhouse Racing Aston Martin, part of the Canadian crew over at Madhouse. I actually don't see I see Felix, but I don't see Ryan Walker or Kyle Friesen. They might be a scratch for this week. That's unfortunate, but the Madhouse guys are a pretty good bunch. Exclamation point mad in chat if you're looking for their Discord.
That's good to hear, Jinchi.
Luciano currently 9.373 off the pace, but I think he's about to set a pretty good time as he comes across the line. Shaves a good chunk off of it. Currently still 2.2 off the pace. Yeah, I know, dude. Kyle Friesen is a
You're not
master.
going to kill anybody, Shade. I hope.
Does look like we've still got some folks out on track trying to put in better times. We're going to hang with Brandon Meyer in the Turn 1 Academy.
A lot of your
Aston
time
Martin.
has gone into iRacing in the Daytona.
He's going to be racing in the Daytona 24 as well. In the LMP2, I believe, for Turn 1. Trying to improve his previous best, which is a 41.750. So Reed, with the first race, it's going to start in under 20 minutes. What's the size of the lobby over in Server 2?
Right now it looks like we have about 22 in the lobby at the moment.
Okay. 22 in the lobby. We got 18 over here.
Oh, no, it might be more. Hang on.
I did just start pit wall for Server 2. I forgot to. That's on me. But pitwall.live is up and running for live timing action for Server 2. Exclamation point pitwall in either chat.
Nah,
to get access.
Still, it's just 22.
Either way, man, thanks so much to anybody who's participating in the series finale. We appreciate the support. We appreciate everybody taking the time in their week to come race with us and come hang out. It means a lot. We really appreciate it. 1809 in Server 1. Brandon Meyer, still trying to improve. He's one of the few that's been out on track for a good chunk of time. He's got 2/10 as he heads downhill towards Mineshaft right now. Really trying to catch up to Matt Paremba, but there's 5/10 between them. Does look like he has some time to gain in Sector 3 in particular.
That is a close top 3 for Division 4 at the moment. Not even a tenth
looking
apart.
at probably shaving just a hair. Yeah, looks like he's going to come across the line with maybe 2/10. Yeah. Sets a 41.550, cuts it down to about 3/10, but still settling for 4th on the grid.
Dude, you just need racing gloves now. The top 3 for Division 4 right now are within a tenth of each other right now.
Interesting. So it's getting pretty tight over there.
Yeah.
Definitely like to see that. Matt Paremba's got 1/10. He's going to try and extend on Brandon Meyer. Already extended a little bit.
Dude, I've got gloves for my G29.
2/10 as he goes into
They're
Sector
really
3.
comfortable, actually.
In the Helping
it's
of
great.
Health Audi. I do like the Turn 1 livery. It is a good one, Carbon. You're not wrong. Spoiler on at R8 looks like it has an RGB strip. Yeah. You're saying the spoiler. Okay. I was expecting like some sort of like secret that I'm not
Made
supposed
fun
to
of
know.
People with gloves until they got.
Yeah,
till you got them
Matt
back
does a
and
pretty good job
covered
with the deliveries. Comes across the line.
It's kind of one of those things.
Goes
that's like,
fastest in
can't
Division
knock until you
2.
try it. Yeah.
140.957. Matt Paremba in the 256 jumps to provisional pole as qualifying has 25 seconds left for the Division 2 folks. Looking at the times right now, Sean Piner though, he's got 2/10
Big spin from Tyler.
as he goes into
Keselowski.
Cheetah right now. Touches the curb just a little bit. Just brushed it. Just a little bit.
What do we have here?
Does he have it in the bag as he comes across the line? Goes second fastest, 600ths of a second between him and Matt Paremba.
Oh no, where did
Looking on
that...
track right now.
Has...
Peter Greaves has got 2
I
tenths.
don't know where this is, but very far behind for some reason. We're like 30 seconds behind. Jeez.
He's still at the start of his lap. We're paying attention to Luke Aziz right now, who's lost about a tenth on his fastest time.
Touring 27. Thank you.
He's
for
about
the
to enter
follow.
sector 3.
How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Then we got Brandon Meyer, Matt Menning, Dan Tazaro, Chris McNichol. So Dan Tazaro did end up getting ahead of Chris McNichol by about 2/10 of a second. Peter Greaves has lost a majority of his delta in sector 1. That seems to be a tough spot for him.
Let's get another one. We'll see that in about like 30 seconds. Dang, I hate how it's so delayed. I don't know why it's so delayed, but it is.
Yeah, looks like homeschool's got a tough run of things. We got the pro category, or excuse me, the Division 1 guys out on track now. You'd be P7 in Division 2. Well, that's good to hear. That is Division 2 can be pretty sweaty.
Why did that ever pop up?
Can be pretty sweaty. We got Ryan McIntosh in the Volante Racing Porsche about to head into Cheetah right now. Let's ride on board with Mr. Ryan McIntosh. Mr. Ryan Can't Drive on Twitch. On the brakes at Ingwe. Trying to get set up for a good exit. I have not been checking Ryan's streams lately. Has he been doing a lot of them? Do you know?
I have not a clue. If he has been, it's been like when I've been working or something, because I have not seen him online in a while.
Yeah, Ryan is a lot of fun to watch and is pretty quick in the car. Just now heading into Sunset on a flyer, shaving some speed off the Porsche as he goes into the fast right-hander. Solid line.
Grim Reaper Racer, thanks for the follow.
What's
Sorry
up, Carbon?
it's delayed,
Exclamation point.
but I did
Coach
not
Carbon.
see it for some reason. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Let's see.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we are officially partnered with Cardo Huesca, Cardo Racing School, exclamation point coach in chat. Be sure and check out the CRS Discord and check out his website,
Nah, I don't think so.
CardoRacing.com.
I still only have the Crazy Rabbits
for
one.
all your coaching needs. Going through Mineshaft right now. On the brakes for Crocodiles. He missed the apex by a hair. Like, I mean, there was some space. There was some space there. Oh, getting into the grass there at the end. I think this is going to be a bit of a scrappy lap, but let's see what Ryan gets when he comes across the line. I'm looking at the deltas right now, waiting to see who's going to be. He jumps 8th on the timesheets, currently 8 tenths off the pace with a 41.760. Cardo Huesca goes 4th fastest. I'm looking at Joseph Kostovich right now in the 949 Sim Racing Aston Martin. He's got 5 tenths, 7 tenths in the bank as he goes into getting ready to enter Cheetah.
Yeah, you P3, you can't complain about that.
Cardo did have a strong first lap. I mean, only .135 off the pace. And that's a good establishment, too. Probably got temperature, probably put some good load in the tires to get it ready for a flyer. Coasty slots in 11th on the timesheets. Ed Kerstetter's got 6 tenths as he goes into the S's in the 949 Sim Racing.
Some action for the finale,
911.
the doubleheader.
What do the times look like so far over in Server 2, Reed?
Well, right now, our top provisional pool driver right now is Kevin Blochette with a 142.645. And then the next Division 4 or Division 3 driver behind him is about 4.5 tenths, which is Patrick McNichol in P3. And between them is Kenneth Smith, who is Division 4, but he is in P2 right now.
Interesting. So it looks like you guys are shaping up for a pretty good first race in this doubleheader. Ed Kerstetter exiting the Ingwe hairpin right now. He's got 1.5 on his Delta. Comes across the line, slots in 7th fastest. 0.565 off the pace. He's 0.2 off of Josh McKean. And the person that we're going to watch now, as he gets ready to come across the line, is Pete Hutchings, currently 1.387 off the pace in the Protocharge SimSport AMG. Looking around, Luke Southall jumped to the top of the timesheets with that 40.810. I think he had either a 40.810 or 40.830 in free practice. So, like Southall's really bringing it in terms of the pace. Oh, wait a minute. Zach Patterson's got some gains. He's got at least a 10th or 2 going into Sunset right now. The Season 6 champ for Protocharge SimSport. In the Porsche, also races for Yaz Motorsport, part of the HPD program in SRO GT World Challenge America. I'm not seeing Zach's livery, though. That is weird. Wonder why his livery's not showing up. Been showing up every race, I promise, Zach. He's gaining a little bit on him. So Southall, Parimba, Piner, Ziege, and Huesca are the top 5. What are the top 5 currently in Server 2?
Right now, our top 5 is Blochette, McNichol, Smith, Bruner, and Ramsbottom.
Interesting. And what's the spacing between Ramsbottom and Rees?
They are about 5 positions apart, but only about 0.2 away apart.
Interesting. So it's really close for those two right now. And that's the fight in Division 3 to watch, folks. If you want to go check out the full screen stream for Server 2, be sure and do !split2 in chat. Reed Aldred, Mr. Shy Guy 98 is going to be doing the broadcasting over there. And they've got a good fight in Division 3 lining up for tonight. And then in Division 4, from about P3, I think it was, to about P9, we've got some pretty close action going on. So be sure and check that out as well. Carter Huesca currently, he lost the 10th or 2 that he had in Division, or not in Division 2, in Split 2, going into Split 3 with about even Delta. Only people on track with gains right now: Ed Kerstetter, Josh McKean, Luke Southall looking to extend by about a 10th or 2. Best lap for Luke Southall is a 40.582 read.
That's
like
insane.
he's on the verge of touching 39s. I'm telling you, the man's quick.
Yeah, that would seem like he's just
Cardo going
little
into Sector 3. He's
average.
lost 0.3. It's been real scrappy lap for Coach. Josh McKean's got 1/10. He's trying to. He does leapfrog both Ed Kerstetter and Cardo Huesca. Ed Kerstetter goes to the pit. Zach Patterson's got 2/10, but actually the person to watch right now is Ryan McIntosh. He's got a 2nd as he comes across the line and jumps 2nd on the timesheets. 0.205 off the pace. Sakame's in chat. How are you doing, Trevor?
Yeah.
What are we doing
It's
with
not quick enough though, Zach.
the gains? Are starting to kind of
Still
get.
needs
Everybody's
6
kind of like
tenths.
sitting on their
He
previous
wants that
best.
pole position.
Like
Yeah,
I
off.
think
P6 right now.
Nick is the only one right now that's got real positive delta on track.
Could be a wild start. Crazy Rabbit Boys are gonna have a little bit of a
2/10.
good
I
starting
wonder
position.
if Nick's suffering from a little bit of that balance
Yeah, they're
that
both
hit the
moving.
Maka. So have you played around much with 1.8.10, Reed? Have you seen how it's affected the Maka at all?
I haven't played around with it too much, and I haven't really driven the McLaren probably post 1.8.
Interesting. I think that I'm really interested to find out like how the balance like hit the Maka and the M4 in particular. Gonzalez did come across the line with a little bit of gains, but nothing that could leapfrog Ed Kerstetter.
Ooh,
Right now, I'm just looking to see, is there anybody else out there that's got some gains? Cardo comes across the line. He's going to take another crack at it. Still got 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Sakame, I'm doing pretty good. Reed, how are you doing? You doing pretty good?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Good deal. We're doing all right. We got 2 races for you tonight, Sakame. This is the 949 GT Sprint Series finale at Kyalami, doubleheader. If you're looking for Shy Guys stream, be sure and do !split2 in chat. He's going to be doing the second stream over on 949 Sim Racing 1. And Sakame, and there's more. If you want even more Shy Guy 98, be sure and tune into the Tracklicious Sim Racing channel on Twitch for the triple header at Nürburgring. First round of their GT4 title.
Oh, big spin.
Is it a title decider? There is only 10 points between Luke Southall, who is provisional pole with a 40.517, and where is Josh McKean at? Josh McKean is currently down in 7th. Josh McKean has 10 points on Southall, but Southall right now is a pretty quick boy on track. In terms of the third place battle, Ed Kerstetter does have a sizable gap on Pete Hutchings by about 7/10. But again, we got 2 points paying races tonight.
It is a pretty difficult track.
Over in Division 2, Sean Piner's
Grim Reaper
got a pretty solid lock on it. Luca Ziege, or Kylo, he's in 6th overall right now, but 3rd in Division 2. I think he's probably going to hang on to 2nd. The fight to watch in Division 2 is between Dan Tazaro and Chris McNichol, who are only separated right now by 0.2. And then over in Division 3, we got some action against Sam Ramsbottom and Shane Rees. And we got close battles pretty much throughout all of the divisions right now. And you're still in the sim racing GP community, I'm pretty sure. So you could probably click over into the standings and take a look too if you're at all interested. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in qualifying. Let's take a look. Zach Patterson has.
Oh, where's he going to cross the line? Is he going to be
a 10th as he comes across the line? 41.412 gets a little bit closer to Ed Kerstetter, but still sitting 11th.
This roar is not
Felix
strong enough.
Tvinsva in the 819 goes 3rd fastest, currently 0.388 off the pace, a 40.905.
Provisional P6. Gotta be happy with that.
Now that's probably going to invalidate his lap.
141.740.
That was a very deep exit into Crocodiles. So Reed, with a doubleheader race tonight at Kyalami, so it's going to be a shorter race, shorter races for the unit of competition. But what sort of action do you think what do you think Kyalami is going to bring to the table in just a 30-minute sprint race? Anything in particular that you find interesting about Kyalami in short sprints?
I just find it's a very fun track to drive and an even better one to watch. There's always action on the track, especially when some drivers try to be bold and go too wide around Cheetah, which could definitely have to trust the guy you're fighting to go around that too wide, because one small mistake can ruin one or both of your races. And with a 30-minute sprint race, you don't have that time to recover if something bad happens.
Yeah, it is going to be high risk, high reward, but things don't pan out for you. It's going to be a rough recovery.
Damn, Gingy.
Luke Southall, currently sitting on even delta, put in a 40.632 last lap. He's trying to extend.
I think it's
I'm
70
looking right
hours
now
in
to
the
find
game.
anybody who's got some
It'll take
positive
a lot of
gains
time
going
to get,
into
like,
the last
really good. I have like I think
few
like
seconds. We've got
a couple hundred, and I'm still slow as
Coasty
heck.
just lost all of his delta going into Cheetah. And I think he's just going to have to settle for 13th. Currently 1.075. Look at that spread, though, guys. 2.1 seconds between 1st and 19th. I think it's going to be pretty good. Max wait time flying laps do count. We've only got five cars on track. Southall, McIntosh, McKean, Hutchings. Coasty did come across the line, so he's going to checkered flag. Just waiting to see who's going to be the person to come across the line
lap.
and set that pole position time.
Will
Southall
Brunner,
gets
P9.
all over the curb at Cheetah.
Is he going to be able to
Full
improve
commitment.
his time? Good luck.
Vaticus,
Good luck,
we're in qualifying right now, and it's
Not
about to
able to
wrap up, and we'll
improve.
switch over to the race here in a minute. Pole position, Luke Southall.
Oh,
Ryan McIntosh has got negative delta. He just puts it in the wall.
Kimo says he's up about 3.5 tenths. 4 tenths now. If he keeps this exit clean, he does. Gonna be
So that is
3
qualifying,
tenths.
folks. What did
Jumps up to
qualifying
P4,
look like
what a lap.
over in Server 2, Reed?
Who's 38? We are just finishing up with a couple of flyers. We still got Shane Rees and Kevin Blochette, but Kevin Blochette is still sitting pole, and the only one who can take that away from him right now is Shane Rees. Currently sitting P10, kind of out of place, but he has been focusing a lot of this week towards iRacing.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of the drivers have probably not put in the same amount of time they would normally for a 949 race, because with the 24 hours of Daytona going to happen, I think that's what people have been spending most of their time on.
But he's not able to.
Looks like we
up.
are getting ready to go racing. First one at Kyalami. I'm not sure, Reed, if you're going to go on mute. If you do, sir, I hope you have a good race. I'm going to take everybody through this this grid walk real quick while we get ready for the racer. If I don't talk to you again, sir, I hope you have a good one.
Yeah, I'll should have a. Do we have like a wait period between races? It doesn't look like it.
I'm not sure.
I think just the 5 for the session start time, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if I don't see you until the end of the doubleheader, I hope you have 2 good races, man.
You as well.
All right,
All right, folks. Let's get this started, shall we? About 4.5 minutes until we're gonna start the warm-up lap. Yeah, 3 crazy rabbits in the top 10. Should be very interesting. We'll turn off the broadcast app for the starting of this race. And yeah, I guess we'll do a grid walk down, and yeah. This is gonna be the last the grid walkthrough for this season 949, as there is only 1 qualifying session for these 2 races, and we just saw that qualifying session. So, taking your pole position, I believe for the 2nd week in a row, is Kevin Blochette in the 14 Castro Racing Lexus, followed by James Alker with the Crazy Rabbits Racing for P2. P3, you got Sam Ramsbottom and Kemal Kostazovic. P3, you got Sam Ramsbottom and 4, Kemal Kostazovic, rounding out your 2nd row of the grid. Patrick McNichol and Will Bruner follow them in the 3rd row. You got Justin Moffat, P7 with Crazy Rabbits Racing. Then you got Kenneth Smith, your Division 4 pole setter, currently starting in P8. You got the 949 UK crew, Chris Pennycook and Shane Rees in 9th and 10th with a 5th row lockout. John Espiritu and Carlos Guzman are your 11-12. Kyle Sisko in the 444 Turn 1 SimSport Lexus. It's a P13, followed by Ray Lowe, P14. You got Joaquin Cura, Justin Beachley, and Jay Raleigh for 15, 16, and 17. Tyler Kozlowskis in 18. Jose Guzman in 19. Daniel Reyes, P20. Then you got Mason Burt, Dark Asylum, and Brad Severs for P21, 22, and I believe that's 23? I don't think we have a 24th. Interesting. Yeah, we saw that a little earlier on, Patty. It's gonna be wild. Yeah, and Gingy can definitely catch Ramsbottom, especially with Ramsbottom starting third. I mean, Gingy would need to win, and Ramsbottom would need to do pretty poorly in both races. But it can happen. Anything can happen. It's not over until... I tried. I got the last one he posted in the chat. Like, I did all the delivery updates tonight. And the only two ones I saw were Blochette's and Gingy's. But, yeah, we didn't get a new Gingy one. I wonder if he just didn't pick the right one. Dude, blame Gingy. You put the wrong link up. Blame him. I just dragged and dropped, okay? Good luck, Patty. Talk to you later. Yeah, he's cursed. We got the beaver, Kevin Blochette, and the lion, James Alker. Got a couple seconds until the session start time. Few more seconds until we start this first doubleheader at Kyalami for the Season 7 finale. $62 points up for grabs. Should be very interesting, especially for the final standings. Fun fact, this first turn Blochette is coming up to is actually T2. That kink counts as turn 1 down that main straight. The more you know. A 30-minute sprint race, no mandatory pit stop. 29 degrees ambient. The track is 35 degrees. That looks very stuttery on stream. That's unfortunate. Let's see, hopefully. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That just freezes it. So we'll have to leave it at that for now. Become an honorary member and rub your own foot. So the drivers are trying to warm up their tires a little bit. As your pole setter, Blochette starts making his way down mine shaft. Just a couple more turns to go, and we shall go green for the first race of this doubleheader. That's a great prayer, Rhino. And then Zach Rabbit. Bunch of memers and 35. Dark Asylum, he's really far behind. He might get teleported to the pits, if I'm being honest. So they make their way around the cheetah curb, a very deadly curb, especially at high speeds. So it looks like Dark Asylum is going to be able to get back into position and not going to have to do a pit lane start. As they make their way around the final turn, they're approaching the main straight, just waiting for the lights to go green. Any second now, and we are green. 15-second penalty for car 8. It's Blochette gets a good start, and he's got a very early lead. Oh, as Rams bottom, Gingy McNichol. Oh no. Oh, that is a very unfortunate start from the guys at the back. It looks like Brunner got caught up in there as well. Oh no, you hate to see it. Very unfortunate start from those guys. As Blochette now has a 1.8 second lead within the first few corners of this race. Oh no, that looked ugly. And 52, Jose Guzman is at the back of the pack. It looks like he may have had some problems as well towards the beginning of this race. So Blochette makes his way through the S's as he has made a thunderous start. Already has a 2-second gap because of that early contact. As Patrick McNichol is under fire from Justin Moffat in the 223 Crazy Rabbits Racing Bentley. Oh, you hate to see it. You had a scorcher of a quali lap, and just for that to happen, yikes. As McNichol and Moffat are still not side by side, but they're bumper on bumper as they make their way down this final turn and about to start the second lap of this race. Moffat's going to have the slipstream, but is it going to be enough to make the pass happen on this main straight? He's not going to be able to get anything done there as he stays behind McNichol for now. So Blochette has about 3 seconds now, as McNichol is still under fire from Moffat. You got Kenneth Smith, who is about just under a second to Carlos Guzman behind him. Kenneth Smith jumping up to P4, but still leading your Division 4. Let's see. Yeah, and Shane Rees and Chris Pennycook, they were able to climb 3 spots since apiece since the start of this race. Let's see. Looks like Ray Lowe and Kyle Sisko are going at it. Now these two are not fighting for championship. They're in different divisions, so they don't need to race each other too hard. But they're race car drivers. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's gonna stick his nose in maybe. Thinks better of it. Make the way around the cheetah curb. Nice and clean as Kyle Sisko has John Espiritu in his sights. Just over half a second behind, but the slipstream might help, especially with the turbo leg of the Aston. As Espiritu was 0.2 quicker than Sisko that last lap. Now, if you're Gingy, that's not what you need. You needed for Sam Ramsbottom to crash out and not crash you out at the same time. But they both got taken out, and that's not going to help Gingy at all in this championship. Kyle Sisko is now right on the bumper of John Espiritu. As I say that, it looks like he may have got a little loose coming out of Clubhouse and drops back about a second. Turn the broadcast app back on. As Shane Reeves and Carlos Guzman are neck and neck. Different divisions. Sorry, folks. Different divisions, but now they're still racing each other. You don't have as much time as you would normally in a regular 60-minute sprint race. You only have 30 minutes. You have half the time to make your mark and try to finish your best result. Yeah, if you're Chris Pennycook, you're gonna want to block Ramsbottom as much as you can. Well, not block, but defend. You're gonna want to slow him down as much as you can to help Shane get back into it. Especially if Shane can, like, climb his way back up to, like, P3 or P2. Sam Ramsbottom could be in trouble at that point. But then again, Shane Reeves is going to be starting in, I believe, P9 for race 2, so it's going to be a reset. That's Kevin Blochette. Almost 4-second lead in the opening 6 minutes of this race. Patrick Nickel and Justin Moffat are still going at it, still leaving minimal breathing room between them. P9 will either be Shane Reeves or Chris Pennycook. I can't remember which started which, but I know one started, it was a 949 UK 5th row. Oh, and who was the yellow flag back there? I didn't see. Yeah, but it'll be... Yeah, so it might have been Chris Pennycook for P9 and Shane Reeves for P10. Otherwise, it's Shane Reeves for P9 and Chris Pennycook for P10. But either or, they're both starting on the 5th row side by side. So now we're on board with Kenneth Smith. Currently sitting P4 in total and P1 for Division 4 as Justin Beachley is trying to hunt down Kyle Sisko, but still about just over a second and a half differentiates one another. So we see Tyler Kozlowski's in the background with currently just over 3 seconds behind, but also with a 15-second penalty, which I would assume is an incident involving Spa, maybe? Because that was dished out at the green flag. And it was Ray Lowe, currently sitting out of place, P21 in Division 3. Might have gotten caught up in that earlier incident. Ray Lowe's got Mason Burt in his sights. He needs to make up all the positions he can as quick as he can, as there's only 21.5 minutes left to go in the first race of this doubleheader. Now we hop back on board with Patrick Nickel. Not anymore, John Espiritu. Looks like Kyle Sisko has gained some time on him. And he has gained some time on Joaquin Kira. Currently sitting P10. Rounded out your final top 10 spot of this race. But you can see Kyle Sisko right behind him. Looks like Sisko might have caught a bit of grass there. That would have compromised his exit a little bit, but with the slipstream it's not going to matter too much. As they get really close to one another, he's not able to make the move during sunset, but he is getting really close. And within the next couple turns, I could see Sisko trying to make a move on John if he doesn't defend. Snap back on board with your race leader, Kevin Blochette, currently 6 seconds over Patrick McNichol, as we got Mason Burt in the pits. I would maybe assume for damage, as the 404 of Jay Raleigh is yellow flagged at the S's, might have caught too much curb and threw him off. But Blochette has a commanding lead so far in the first 11 minutes of the sprint, as Tyler Kozlowskis is going to be challenged. He's going to have to take the defensive line going into T2, as Kemel Kostazovic is going to take that outside line, might try to switch back, as he does, but they're still side by side with Sam. No, that's Bruner behind. You can see the little bit of damage on Bruner's car as Tyler Kozlowskis backs out, thinking that is not his fight, and that is not a fight he wants to be a part of, as both of those drivers are Division 3 drivers fighting for position, as Kozlowskis is a Division 4 driver and yeah, has a 15-second penalty, so it's not really his race to race, but he did not need to move over if he did not want to. Alright, let's see. James Alker currently sitting P16 after that earlier incident. That early incident may have just cost him the championship, as where is Rams bottom is an 8th. They're 8 positions apart. As Kyle Sisko, John Espiritu, and Joaquin Kira are pretty close to each other, but Sisko and Espiritu closer than Espiritu to Kira. Ray Lowe and Jose Guzman are having a little bit of... Joaquin? Okay. What did I say? It's James Alker. Looks like Bruner was able to get past Kemel Kostazovic, even with the early sustained damage. Oh, is that how I said it? Joaquin? Is it Joaquin or is it? I don't know, but it's Joaquin. I'm so delayed right now. Joaquin? That's how you pronounce it? Joaquin Kira? Interesting. I would have never guessed that in 100 years. My North American pronunciation is on a different level. putting us to P1. He's got like 7.5 seconds. Put us with like McNichol and Moffat, who are just over half a second apart, or Smith and Rees, who are like side by side. And it looks like Rees got past him, past Kenneth Smith, putting Rees up to P4, and currently just over 2 seconds behind Muff. But there's no car buffer between them and Shane Rees has his sights set on Justin Moffat. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. As we're now halfway into this first race, is 72. Who is that? 33 and 72 got into a little... No, 30, 38, 39, 35, 38. 38 and 72, there we go. So that's Raylo and somebody else. Yeah, Muff is, he's catching him, that's for sure. Muff is on a mission, but it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough, even with the slipstream, to try anything here. And that sun is bright. Who would have thought? The muff dive. Yeah, just any time someone uses that term, they gotta fork over a royalty. It's performing a muff dive. As McNichol and Moffat are still neck and neck, bumper to bumper. But Moffat hasn't been able to get close enough to make the move. Kevin Blochette just crosses the line. 8.5 seconds in front of Patrick McNichol. As Kenneth Smith is being hunted down by Chris Pennycook. Now these two are not fighting for championship position. So Kenneth Smith, if Chris Pennycook gets closer, could... Oh, he's going to make the dive. It looks like Smith may have let him by there. As Kenneth Smith probably wants none of that fight, than with Chris PK being a different division. And who knows? Chris PK might be faster, but Smith might get a little bit of a toe, depending on how much faster Chris PK is. As we'll jump back on board with Joaquin Kira and Kyle Cisco, still trying to duke it out for P9. Kind of a repeating story is Cisco can't get close enough to make the move on Kira, so he's still sitting behind, trying to make that move as Cisco gets his nose on the inside. He's going to have the inside going down mineshaft, but he's going to be on the outside of Crocodiles. These two drivers, they're pretty close to being side by side. Cisco might have to lift so he doesn't bang into Kira. They're going to keep it clean going through mineshaft. He's to go outside on Crocodiles, but he's going to stay ahead, and they're going to go single file through Cheetah. as they make their way around the last turn of the track. Cisco goes wide. It might get a better exit because of the slipstream. Oh my goodness. I'm going to turn this broadcast app off. It is not working well. Sorry for the clicks, everybody. Keyboard clicks. That's Joaquin Cura. Or Joaquin... Jesus. Joaquin Cura. And Kyle Cisco. Still battling it out for P9. That's a good exit to Sunset. Could relieve some of that pressure or add more pressure. As it looks like Cisco took Clubhouse a little better as they go make their way through the S's and around this awkward corner known as Lukops. Because Cisco had a little bit of a wider exit as Cura gets a better exit coming into Lukops going down to Mineshaft, and builds about 2 more tenths between him and Cisco behind. So make their way around Crocodiles and towards Cheetah. As it looks like Moffat and McNichol are still going at it for P2 and P3. Still unable to close the gap. Just under 9 minutes left to go in this race. Time is running out. These guys have had a lot of screen time. Let's see if there's any other close battles on track. It looks like there's a pretty close battle between Brad Severs and Daniel Reyes for P18. Still about half a second apart, but Cheetah could change that as they both missed the turn, or both missed the curb, sorry, and keep it clean. As Severs goes really wide, may allow Reyes to close the gap a little bit coming down this main straight. Closes the gap to about half a second, but still pretty far away from one another. As there's a yellow flag for James Alker. Gingy again, as it looks like maybe got caught up with Tyler Kozlowskis, but we're not going to assume. We'll just say there was an incident for James Alker, as Gingy has not been having a very good race at the moment. Which you hate to see. I swear these battles. Brad Severs and Daniel Reyes are still probably the closest battle on track right now. Severs, of course, in the 72 Ferrari, and Reyes in the 7 Bentley. As these two are duking it out, Ray Lowe is slowly sneaking up in the background, currently just 3.2 seconds behind. As these two drivers make their way around Crocodiles. Don't want to go too wide or else you might get a track cut. Go around Cheetah. Hit that curb and you're going to be on for a wild ride, that's for sure. So make their way down the main straight. It's Blochette, with just over 6 minutes to go, has over 11 seconds on Patrick McNichol in P2. It's been a blistering race from Blochette, as he is catching up to the first backmarker of Mason Burt of the race. As Justin Moffat and Shane Rees are neck and neck Shane Rees has caught him, but McNichol has to take the defensive line. So we're on board with this three-way battle between Patrick McNichol, Justin Moffat, and Shane Rees. With only 5.5 minutes to go, about 3 to 4 more laps to go, this battle could be one for the ages. Yeah, McNichol might have hit the cheetah curb and slowed him down quite a bit. But him and, the only thing with that is him and Muff were really close. I guess so. I guess if he hit the curb and went defensive because he knew Muff was going to have a better exit. So yeah, it's a possibility. As these three make their way around Sunset. This is where Shane Rees is probably going to gain the most time, is in the twisty section of the track. He's probably only going to lose time going down Mineshaft and the main straight. And maybe... No, I actually don't think he was involved in that earlier scrum, so he should have no damage. As Shane Rees actually fell off a little bit. He's almost a second behind. But he may have got a better exit with the slipstream. He's able to claw 2/10 going down Mineshaft. But Moffat and McNichol are still neck and neck, with Rees in the background slowly lurking. So they all keep it clean through the cheetah curb there. Coming around the last turn. So it looks like McNichol got a pretty good exit on that turn. But Moffat's going to have a little bit of a slipstream, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Whereas Shane Rees just falls out of the picture down this main straight. But Moffat starts closing the gap to McNichol. This has been the story of Moffat's life as he gets real close making his way down the street. He's going to be forced to take the outside line going down Sunset. Is he going to try the switchback? Looks like he might dip his nose in the switchback. He doesn't, as Patrick McNichol is able to hold P2, but Shane Rees has closed the gap by quite a bit because of that move. Now this is a three-way train for P2, P3, and P4, all within half a second of each other. As they make their way around the S's to Lukops. Shane Rees might try the switchback. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to make that move happen. As he's gonna follow Justin Moffat down Mineshaft. Might try to make a move through Crocodiles as he thinks about it, makes his presence known in the mirror, and backs out. And number 8, that's Tyler Kozlowskis in the 8 McLaren, gets a 30-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. You hate to see it. As Justin Moffat and Shane Rees are still neck and neck as Patrick McNichol starts to pull a little bit of a gap between these two drivers as these two drivers are fighting it out. Just over 2 minutes to go. There'll be 2 more laps of this first 30-minute race. Shane Rees is running out of turns to make this happen as he sends it on the inside, forces Moffat to go real wide, and Shane Rees is able to make the move happen by just sticking his nose in a little bit. Justin Moffat sees the move. It was an aggressive move, but he gave him plenty of space as Shane Rees makes the move happen. It was an aggressive move at that, but I say it was a completely fair move as he gave Justin Moffat an insane amount of room. He didn't force anything. Moffat may have missed a braking point or something. But anyways, that pushes Shane Rees up to P3, the final podium position of this first sprint race. But I don't think Justin Moffat is gonna let that slide. He might try to do something aggressive in the final lap of the race to give him a little taste of his own medicine, but we don't know if that will happen, as Shane Rees built himself about half a second between him and Justin Moffat, as McNichol is starting to pull away, but as you can see, he jumps right in front of Shane Rees. Still about half a second between McNichol and Rees. If Muff gets a good exit here, might be able to make an aggressive move going into T1 if Shane doesn't cover it off. But McNichol is still starting to pull away a little bit. It looks like Muff overshot it a little bit again. As he loses a bit more time because of that. As the 88 Mason Burt is coming up. That is a back marker. And towards the end of this race, it could be a very crucial part of this these final few turns of the race. As if he impedes either Patrick McNichol or Shane Rees, or like one of them get caught in a bad spot, it could cost them a position, and a very costly position at that. So make their way through the S's and up to Luke Hops. Blochette is about to make his way through Cheetah. So we'll hop on board with him, coming around the final turn of the lap in just a second here. Final turn of the lap. Final lap of the race. And Blochette is going to take the podium position, P1, for your first sprint race. Stark Asylum's going to cross in P20. Patrick McNichol and Shane Rees are going side by side through this final turn. So it looks like Patrick McNichol is going to be able to hold on to P2. Shane Rees in P3, Justin Moffat in P4, Chris Pennycook in P5, Mason Burt in P23. Kenneth Smith is going to take your, I believe that is P1 for Division 4. Carlos Guzman P2 in Division 4. Sam's Ramsbottom is going to take P8. Joaquin Cura P9. Kyle Sisko P10. Will Bruner P11. Justin Beachley P12. Kamil Kostazovic P13. John Espiritu just made his way through Cheetah, coming around the final turn of the race. He's going to cross the line in P14, going a little wide, but that's okay as he has plenty of time to spare. He's slow. Did he run out of gas? Did he run out of gas? Surely. Surely he doesn't run out of gas. As he crosses the line in P14. James Alker, P15. Oh, Jose Guzman and Brad Severs. Oh, they're going to touch and go send each other wide going around Cheetah. But it looks like Guzman is going to give the spot back to Brad Severs. As Severs is going to cross the line in P16. Guzman in P17. No. What? Did he run out of gas? Did Guzman run out of gas? Oh no. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna? He looks like he's gonna be able to make it. He's gonna cross the line in P19 as he did not have enough fuel to finish that race out. Holy! That was two drivers that looks like ran out of gas at the end. A very close finish. Gingy. Oh, I'm gutted, man. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I am gutted. That kind of ruins the championship. That kind of takes you out of contention. Maybe if you and Sam finished closer, but yikes. I don't know how much that's going to affect, like, Shane Rees, who I believe was in P3. Maybe not. Okay, that kind of, yeah. I saw it and I'm like, oh no. Like, that was unfortunate. That's still unfortunate. You never want to see it go out like that. As somebody just followed, we'll have a 30-second delay before I can actually see it. If it ever shows up. Russie B1, thanks for the follow, my friend. How are you doing tonight? Just tuned in. If you're just tuning in, we just finished our first race. We still got another one coming in right after, so don't go anywhere. Got a little friendly chat, everyone. Nobody seems mad, so that's always a bonus. Everyone's just like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. As we should be jumping over in the next minute or two. Who can ready Gingy's messages in his voice? I guess so. Who can read Gingy's messages in his voice? Yeah, I think so. I guess Zach can read him too. I don't know if I've ever actually heard Gingy's voice. I might have. I can't remember it though. No, I definitely have. Gingy has definitely won a race this season. He has. Yeah, Justin, did you get caught up in that that earlier incident? Like, did you take a little bit of damage through there? As it looks like we have crossed over to the next session. Now, unfortunately, there's not going to be another qualifying or like a reverse grid, as ACC doesn't support that, but that would be an awesome feature. So the starting grid is going to be the same as last race, so I don't think we need to do another track rundown, as we have 4.5 minutes until we get down to this warm-up lap, and we will get underway for this final race of the 949 season. I mean, I could hear that. Just with an a distinct accent. Nah, I don't know, man. Zach, I don't know. If you've heard Cardo Huesca's voice for CRS, Cardo Racing School, I don't know. That's the sweetest, one of the sweetest symphonies. Gingy might be a close second. Oh, Muff, that was like a killer of a race. You followed Patty the entire race. He couldn't get by him, and then Shane, he sent it, man. I'm hoping you're not mad, because that didn't seem like that seemed, it was an aggressive move to me, but it was not a bad move, if you know what I'm saying. It was aggressive, but it was all fair, I would say. As like, he gave you plenty of room, and it just seemed like you kind of like overshot your braking point or something because of the send, and you kind of had to adjust, but you didn't have enough time. I don't know. It was an aggressive move, but I think, in my opinion, it was fair. But we'll see if, what the stewards have to say, if you guys take it that far. But who knows? You don't seem angry. You just felt it was still a great race from you, Muff. That quality lap really was a banger, putting you into P7. Yeah, Muff, you got to get a patent on the Muff dive. Zach and Ryano, they want to see it happen. We got the Muff dive, we got Gingy the lion, we got Kevin Blochette the beaver. I mean, Blochette, like, the beaver wasn't called by these guys, but that's what Blochette wanted. As we'll take a quick little breather as I grab a juice box from my lunch bag, and I'll drink that real quick, and we'll get underway in the second and last race of your Season 7 949. Alright folks, we are back. I had to savor the juice box. But anyways, that is quite funny, King Ray, you know. I read that while I was drinking and I really shouldn't have. That should keep me tied over for a little bit. Nah, I don't But isn't it just I don't drink wine, but wouldn't that just be boxed grape juice? Boxed fermented grape juice? It's still technically a juice box. A box of juice. Oh man, if I was going into the alcoholic beverages, I still have another casting gig after this one, so I can't get Yeah, so I've still got another casting gig after this, so if I were starting to drink now, I might get fired from the other gig. So it looks like we're going to have a pit lane start from Jose Guzman, as hopefully there is no technical issues going on there, as that looked insanely laggy. As they're coming around the main straight now, ready for the final green light of the season. Hopefully a better start from Alker and Ramsbottom. And we are green, and we got 2 drive-through penalties for Alker and Dark Asylum, as Alker gets a blazing start, but Blochette's going to have the inside line going into T1. Now maybe these drive-throughs get cancelled by race control, but that would really be upsetting from James Alker, as he gets a good start and he takes the lead of this race going around the barbecue corner. And there's the first one being cleared, and the second one surely soon to follow. And there, both of the drive-thrus have been cleared, as James Alker, Gingy, the Lion, gets a blistering start as they go around Clubhouse now. As 38, yellow flag for 38. Hopefully there was nothing going on back there, as James Alker coming through the S's now, still taking a very slight but commanding lead, as Blochette follows closely behind. Maybe this race will be another repeat of Spa, with James Alker and Kevin Blochette fighting the entire race up until the checkered flag, as Blochette's going to take a lunge on the inside of the Crocodiles. Thinks better of it. He's going to force Gingy to go wide, as 2 cars go wide in the background there, as Gingy is able to hold on to P1 going around Cheetah as they make their way around the final turn of the lap. Gingy, good start from him. He's able to take the lead after lap 1 of this race, but Blochette, with the speed of the Lexus, might get a little bit of a run going down this main straight, as 39. A yellow flag for another 30 car. 39 this time, though, as Blochette is still behind Alker, with Brunner and Kemmel Kostadzovic behind. So right now, your top 5: James Alker, Kevin Blochette, Will Brunner, Kemmel Kostadzovic, and Patrick McNichol. All Division 3 drivers. Now if we scroll down and get our Division 4 drivers, your top 5 are Jonas Piratu, Joaquin Cura, Kyle Sisko, Justin Beachley and Tyler Kozlowskis. Those are your Division 3 top 5. As Shane Rees is now under fire from Sam Ramsbottom. And Justin Moffitt drops back to 8. Looks like a little bit of a poor start for Moffitt. As going down mine shaft, Ramsbottom might be able to get, with the slipstream and the top speed of the McLaren, might be able to make something happen going down mine shaft, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as Shane Rees is going to stick out in front by quite a margin. As now, let's jump on board with, we'll go Justin Beachley, as Kyle Sisko is in his mirrors, hunting him down. Yeah, unless you get like a really blatant position starting error. Like, I mean, I don't even know how big, but usually the admins are pretty, I'm gonna say fair with drive-through penalties at the start. They usually clear them as long as, you know, it's not a huge advantage. Like, I've yet to see them let one linger from a race start. But anyways, Beachley in the middle of Cura and Sisko. Both of these drivers are for position. But right now, Beachley is their final podium holder for Division 4 right now. As Kyle Sisko lurks in the shadows. So they built themselves a little bit of a gap. James Alker is starting to pull a little bit of a gap to Blochette. As the train for P3, P4, and P5 isn't that close, but they're all about 0.8 seconds apart from one another. So a little bit of a gap between them. Espiritu under fire from Sisko, as it looks like Beachley was able to pass Espiritu. That sends Beachley into P2 and John Espiritu into the final podium position for Division 4. Kyle Sisko right behind him as a couple cars go wide in the cheetah curb there. As it looks like 38 got involved again in another accident. And 35? You hate to see it. This has not been a very good second race for a few of these, as John was thinking about sticking his nose in, but wasn't able to make it happen. So now we'll hop on board with Shane Rees and Sam Ramsbottom, currently fighting for P6. So make their way towards the S's. As you see behind them, you got Chris Pennycook and Justin Moffitt. The 949 Porsche and the 223 Bentley. So it looks like Moffitt might have a better run going into Luke Hobbs, and he's gonna... Oh, they're gonna touch! Gonna send Pennycook wide, and he's gonna spin Moffitt. This is a very unfortunate. And 35 is gonna get a drive-through, or a 30-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. A very unfortunate mishap for Justin Moffitt, as him and Pennycook touch and sends Moffitt into P12. They're racing hard, but, you know, sometimes you just come out ahead, or sometimes you don't. Anyways, as Joaquin Cura closes in on Chris Pennycook, these two are not fighting for a championship. We'll jump back on with Kyle Sisko, who's side by side with Justin Moffitt. Looks like he might have let him by there. He's going to try sending it on the inside, as Moffitt has indicator on, maybe sending mixed thoughts to Kyle Sisko, as he maybe he thought Muff was going to let him by with the signal being on. I wonder if Muff even knows he has his signal on, as he still has it on, and it looks like it's off now. Some miscommunication between Muff and his car and Sisko could have sent Muff down even further into the field. As it looks like Sam Ramsbottom and Patrick Nickel are neck and neck. This will be for P6. McNichol in the 33 Skrupsko Racing Honda. The Ravens Reptile Skrupsko Racing Honda. And Sam Ramsbottom in the Karimba Bimba 15 McLaren. So make their way around the Cheetah Kirby. Oh, and Sam Ramsbottom clips the curb. Almost collects McNichol. McNichol backs off and is able to take the inside line going into the final turn here. And a little bit of contact between McNichol and Ramsbottom, but they both keep it clean, as that could have been catastrophic for both Ramsbottom and McNichol, as Ramsbottom hits the Cheetah curb and sends them off. Very good recovery and very good awareness from McNichol, as these two are still side by side, as Ramsbottom right on the bumper of McNichol as they make their way around Barbecue down this little straight towards Sunset, as Ramsbottom might have a little bit of a run with the slipstream. It doesn't look like he's going to have enough as they make their way through Sunset. Might try the switchback or might try to force the inside line, as McNichol, he's not going to send it. They're going to still say neck bumper to bumper as they make their way around Clubhouse and make their way to the S's. And as these two are battling it out, Chris PK or Chris Pennycook is slowly catching them up behind, as these two are duking it out for P6 and P7 as they make their way around Luke Hops. Ramsbottom could get a better exit here and could make a move going down Mineshaft. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, and it looks like Pennycook is going to be able to hold on to the lead for just a little bit here, as these two have been, as Sam Ramsbottom goes wide. He may have got a track cut there if he didn't lift. It's about half a second between McNichol and Sam Ramsbottom in this final race of the 949 Season 7. Sam Ramsbottom, he might have a good run going into this turn 2 here. Doesn't look like he's going to have it, as the top speed of that Honda seems like it was incredibly quick compared to the McLaren. And yeah, Blochette did win. Right now, James Alker is leading with about 4 seconds for race number 2. Unfortunately, though, Alker, Gingy, him and Ramsbottom got caught up in an incident in race 1. So Gingy finished pretty poorly, and that's basically going to ruin any chance he had of winning the championship, which is unfortunate, but it's racing. It happens, as McNichol's built himself a little bit of a gap, as we're going on board with Jonas Piertu and Justin Moffat. Now, these two are not fighting for championship, but they are fighting for position. As if John lets Muff go by, Kyle Sisko will be right behind him, and there won't be a car buffer between Espiritu and Sisko. As he's going to go wide, and it looks like he's going to let Muff by going down Mineshaft. We're going to go side by side. It looks like Espiritu's going to back off a little bit and go really wide, and lets Muff go by with no problem. As it looks like James Alker is still leading this race. We jump on board with Sam Ramsbottom and Chris Pennycook now. Looks like Sam Ramsbottom might be struggling a little bit in this second race here, as Ramsbottom and Chris Pennycook are bumper to bumper as they make their way around T1 towards T2. And Crispy K is going to think about it. He thought about it, but he didn't. Crispy K is going to try the inside again. Sticks his nose in, but Ramsbottom is going to get the better exit. And that's going to give... that's going to let Ramsbottom hold on to the position for now. Crispy K and Sam Ramsbottom are still battling it out. As you look at the track map between P1 and P2, there's quite the gap, and between P2 and P3, there is quite the gap. Yeah, well, everyone's got to start somewhere, Grim Reaper Racer. I was terrible at this game when I first started. With a couple hundred hours in the game, I'm still terrible, but slightly less. As there's Dark Asylum, it looks like, getting a yellow flag as Crispy K still trying to hunt down Sam Ramsbottom. As they make their way around the cheetah curb. Both keep it clean, but Crispy K goes a little wide, and that's going to compromise his exit a little bit. Looks like Dark Asylum may have hit the cheetah curb. Maybe? It's got a little bit of a gap between those two. We'll see if we can find another battle that's close on track. Pretty close battle right now between Jay Rowley and Carlos Guzman. The 404 McLaren versus the 39 Honda. As Kozlowskis is not in this, but Guzman is going to make the move into T2 and get past Jay Rowley, putting Guzman up to P15. But Jay Rowley close behind. Yeah, I can't remember what I hit the other day for Trackalicious, but it was probably like a 42 or 43 as we're halfway into this second and final race. So we got a couple. We got in the pits, we got Jose Guzman, Dark Asylum, Raylo, and Kenneth Smith. Now luckily Kenneth Smith had a huge lead going into these two races, and with him finishing last race, I believe it was a P1 in class, he's gonna be confirmed for the championship. As these two are a little bit of a gap between them now, as now we got a little bit of a train forming between P10, P11, and P12, but Justin Moffat is not a part of Division 4. But with less than half the race to go, these Division 3 drivers might not be so keen on letting him by, as they need to try to, race their Division 4 drivers. As Justin Moffat is a little out of place with an earlier incident with Crispy K. So it looks like Moffat was thinking about sending it on the inside, thinks better of it. As he slots in behind Justin Beachley, coming around the S's. Looks like he may have the better run going into Luke Hobbs. It doesn't look like it, actually, as Justin Beachley is still going to be leading going into Luke Hobbs, but getting very close to... Oh my god, I suck at pronouncing this. Joaquin? I need to go back. Why do I suck so bad at pronouncing this name? Joaquin. Okay. As Beachley and Moffat are still almost side by side, still bumper to bumper. As if looks like Muff, if he gets a better exit here, he might be able to pass going down this main straight. But the only problem for Beachley right now is if Muff tries to make a move or he lets Muff by, John Espiritu is close enough behind where he might try to follow Muff through. And if you're Justin Beachley, you don't want that to happen. As we'll scroll back a little bit. Oh, big spin from John, hitting Kyle Sisko. You hate to see it, but Kyle Sisko keeps it clean on the track, but he's going to suffer a little bit of damage. John Espiritu is going to get moving. Good thing he didn't take Kyle Sisko right out of the race. He's going to definitely hurt his chances, but at least he didn't bring him off track and was looking the other way. It's Crispy K and Sam Ramsbottom within half a second of each other, coming around Luke Hops. Penny Cook goes really wide going around it as he makes his way down mine shaft. As you look at the P1 right now, Gingy going around turn 2 right now, you can see he has quite the lead on Kevin Blochette. And Kevin Blochette has quite an advantage on Kemo Kajdazovic in P3. So unless one of these two drivers make a mistake, a big mistake, it looks like P1 and P2 might be locked in. But P3 is still up for grabs. As Kemo Kajdazovic is just under 2 seconds in front of Will Bruner, but Will Bruner is under fire from Shane Rees. Shane Rees still on the hunt for Will Bruner. So he might try the outside. He's going to have the outside going into Luke Hops. They're going to go side by side. Shane Rees might try the switchback, but Will Bruner positions his car perfectly and is able to stay ahead going into the mine shaft. As they make their way to Crocodiles, Will Bruner still out ahead of Shane Rees. Make their way around Cheetah. Both keep it clean and on the track, still neck and neck. But as these two have been battling it out, Shane Rees goes wide and McNichol has slowly but surely entered the fight for P4. Oh no, Beachley spun it? Dang, that's unfortunate. So these drivers go around T2, T3, and T4, known as Barbecue. Shane Rees gonna have the inside. Oh, they touch. Will Bruner and Shane Rees, they touch. They keep it on track. Bruner's gonna stay out ahead as they are bumper to bumper going through Sunset. And Shane Rees doesn't try to make the move going into Clubhouse, but Patrick McNichol is right on his tail. Yeah, I believe Beachley is in the Aston. As we'll jump back a little bit in the field, as Chris Pennycook and Sam Ramsbottom are side to side right now. Really close going into Luke Hops. Maybe the top speed of that McLaren can outspeed the Porsche of Chris Pennycook going down mineshaft. Looks unlikely at this point in time. So make their way around Crocodiles. Around Cheetah. Both keep it clean and on track. And oh, is he? Yeah, he's right behind him. And then right behind Moffat is Beachley and Cisco. Now Moffat's just the odd man out in the middle of this. The only Division 3, or not the only, but the Division 3 driver in the middle of these Division 4s. As those are not racing, those are pretty far. Yeah, so right now, with just over 6.5 minutes, James Alker has about 10 seconds on P2 of Kevin Blochette, and Kevin Blochette has about 15 seconds on the P3 of Will Bruner. As Will Bruner and Shane Rees are side by side. And what happened to Kemal Kostazovic as he dropped down in the 5th place? As there contact for Will Bruner and Kemal Kostazovic. Patrick McNichol gets by, and Kemal Kostazovic gets by Will Bruner. As that was a huge battle that we just saw on track, and Will Bruner's not going to let that go lightly. He's going to send it on the inside of Gingy, and they're going to touch, as that was a very aggressive move from Will Bruner. That's going to cost him more than anything, as Chris PK passes Will Bruner. And Sam Ramsbottom, he's gaining on Will Bruner because of this aggression. A very aggressive move from Will Bruner costs him, I believe it was 2 to 3 positions there, as that was a wild sequence of events. Very, very... Oh my goodness. I'm speechless. Jesus. I am out of breath after that one. As Kemal Kostazovic goes wide, this might smell trouble for him as Chris Pennycook has a good exit and starts gaining on him. So make their way around Sunset, both keeping it on track. And that was very close between Kostazovic and Pennycook, but they are still bumper to bumper as Kostazovic has to take a defensive line going into the S's. Might compromise his exit, but he's able to hold on to P5 for now from the 949 Porsche of Chris Pennycook. As Chris Pennycook is now being hunted down by Will Bruner, and Will Bruner hunted down by Sam Ramsbottom. This battle is insane. A very close battle indeed, but Shane Rees currently P3, Patrick McNichol P4, Kemal Kostazovic P5, Chris Pennycook P6, Will Bruner P7, and Ramsbottom P8. Holy. Just couldn't keep up with all that action. But this train, it's not over yet. There's still 6 of them in this train. They're all like a couple seconds between the front and the back of the train. But in between is where all the action is at. As 2 of these drivers go wide, it's Kemal Kostazovic and Shane Rees. Or was that Pennycook? No, that was Shane Rees. Rees is able to hold on to his position. No, was that? No, that wasn't Kemal. That was McNichol. But McNichol is able to... What, did he pass there? Yeah, I believe he passed there. As Shane Rees now jumps down to P4 and Patrick McNichol in P3. As this train for P5 or P3 and P7. P8, sorry. Still. Oh, a little bit of a slide from Kemal there. The 949 of Chris Pennycook and Will Bruner. Is this going to be another move on the inside of Luke Copps? No, Chris Pennycook's going to have to take the defensive line. But during that, Sam Ramsbottom is going to have the inside line on Will Bruner going to the mineshaft. Doesn't have it. It's going to slot in behind Will Bruner. As they make their way around Crocodiles, Will Bruner is going to stick his nose in and thinks better of it on Chris Pennycook. As they make their way around the cheetah curb, this could cost any number of these drivers a couple positions. As Sam Ramsbottom goes flying wide, goes off track, keeps it clean, but that off track is going to bring him out of contention, as there's going to be about 2 laps left of this race. Crossing the line here. As this battle for P4 still really close. As Justin Moffat passes Joaquin Cura for P9. Moffat about 8 seconds behind Sam Ramsbottom, so with this amount of time remaining, unless it gets too spicy, could smell a P9 finish from Justin Moffat, unfortunately, but it was a good season for him. Had fun watching him race this season. As Kemal Kostazovic still trying to hunt down Shane Rees while being hunted down by Shane Rees' teammate Chris Pennycook. Both Porsches. Kemal Kostazovic has to take the inside line going into the S's again. Means it's going to compromise his exit a little bit. They're going to stay behind one another, as Kostazovic has to take a little bit of a defensive line going around Luke Hops. But with Chris Pennycook going wide, Will Bruner might have to go on the inside, but doesn't make that happen. Will Bruner is still behind these 3 drivers, as Kemal Kostazovic is able to clinch the spot for now. As Chris Piquet takes the defensive line, it looks like, as he's still being hunted down by Bruner. As they go around Cheetah, keeping it clean around there. Kemal Kostazovic still sitting P5. As this battle for the final lap around Kyalami and the final lap of this 949 season. This could be the most action-packed lap we may have, as it is the decider for some of these racers, the championship decider for some of these racers. As Chris Pennycook, with how aggressive Will Bruner is, he may have to take a more defensive approach for the remaining turns of this race. But he built himself a little bit of a gap to Bruner behind, as it looks like Chris Piquet is going to try to make a move on the inside of Kemal Kostazovic. Great camera angle. They go side by side. Still side by side as they make their way to the S's. Kemal Kostazovic is on the outside of the line. Chris Pennycook is on the inside. Will Bruner, he's going to have the outside of Luke Hops. They're going to go side by side as Chris Pennycook takes P5, Kemal Kostazovic P6, and Will Bruner P7. This isn't the end of it yet, as Gingy crosses the line and takes your race win, the last win of the season. Kevin Blanchette's going to finish P2, as we're still on board with Kemal Kostazovic, as he takes a little bit of a defensive line going into that turn into Crocodiles. As Chris Pennycook still sitting P5, as they make their way around Cheetah, keep it clean for this last lap of the race. They all keep it clean. Kemal Kostazovic might be in trouble, as Will Bruner keeps it clean. They keep it clean going around the final corner as they both go wide. And that's going to be McNichol in third, Pennycook in Shane Rees in fourth, Pennycook in fifth, Kemal Kostazovic in sixth, Bruner in seventh, Ramsbottom in eighth, Muffin ninth. Holy. Joaquin Cura in 10th. Justin Beachley, it looks like he's going to cross the line in P11. Kyle Sisko hit the cheetah curb. That could cost him towards the end of the race, but it looks like he's going to be able to clinch the spot between him and Guzman. P12 for Sisko and P13 for Guzman. Holy, what a finish. As Daniel Reyes is going to cross the line in P14. Jay Raleigh right behind him at P15. Looks like there might have been some drop. Yeah, John Espiritu, I believe he spun and he finished P16 as Tyler Koslowskis comes around Cheetah for the final time. Goes a little wide, keeps it on track. He's going to cross in P17, and Brad Severs a lap down, but he's going to cross the line in P18th. And that, folks, is going to be your last race of this 949 season. Now that was a wild race. A wild finish to the season. That was insane. There was so much going on. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen. Joaquin Cura, your Division 4 winner for the second race, and James Alker, your Division 3 winner. Whoa. I'm out of breath, folks. Yeah, it's a weird bug that happens. Yeah, luckily it didn't, Jinji, because, I knew they were gonna... They've been pretty good with those starting, stop-goes, or drive-thrus, whatever it was. But anyways, the admins have been pretty good with it. And you killed it that race. Okay. Where are we at? So, I'm gonna back out of here and see... Yeah, that would have been a good finish, to be honest. So, we still have a few minutes left of free practice in the Trackalicious server. So, I'm heading there right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm going to see if I can send you to the first 949 channel so you can finish it off with whelp cakes. We'll see if this works. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, just take the one out of the 949 Sim Racing 1 and you'll be there. I really appreciate it, King Rhino. I hope everyone enjoyed this season of 949. We hope to see you next season. Justin, great race, man. Great season. Thanks for coming to join us this race. Yeah, it's been a ride and a half. Good racing, Muff, Gingy, Justin. I don't know who you are, unfortunately, Thrillo. But if you were in the race, great race. If not, hope you enjoyed it. Ragnar's Might, thanks for the follow. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon. Maybe in the next season, as a spectator, as a driver. Who knows? Anyways, let's see if this host command works. I will talk to you all later, and have a good rest of your night with whelp cakes. Good night, everybody.